So today is the next topic, that is need and scope of organic farming. Last time we have discussed about the principles and the introductory part of that organic farming, and in a continuation we will discuss about that need and scopes. So after that understanding of the concepts and contents, then what's the principles of organic farming. So as per behalf of that kind of things, the need will be analysis. So what the need and where the need is that organic farming. So first of all, like is now we are much aware about that health, and we are the so much health conscious, so we are finding, and market is finding now the healthy foods, and by the requirements of the healthy foods, the organic comes first. So is that health awareness, regarding health awareness, health conscious, that is the also increase that awareness and health conscious, so increase that market of and demand of organic products. So that's why that is one need of the organic farming. The second things, global consumers are increasing, because as well as we have earlier seen, for the health consciousness and the people demanding that organic products for the development towards health and good health, so global consumers numbers are increasing, that market demand is high, and for that good products, for that healthy products, the peoples are ready to pay more. So is that the global prices of organic foods are more lucrative and remunerative, so farmers can get that extra or additional incomes by these organic products. Then the potential of organic farming is signified by the fact that the farm sectors has abundant organic nutrient resources. So is that organic in nature, the nutrients are readily available, but so that is a one more benefits towards the farmers incomes, because they has the informs availability of nutrient resources. So like is what crop residues हो गया, livestock waste हो गया, then crop residues and a lot kind of weeds हो गए, so we are naturally converted in that manures, and we can apply it as a fertilizer resource or as a manure resource for the nutrient purpose. And then India offers that tremendous scope for organic farming, as it has a local market potential for organic products. It's very wide. So these kind of needs are in our current scenario, the words develops. That's why the organic farming concept is very very helpful towards the development of the nature and our health scenario. So that is the one need and scope of organic farming. First of all, organic farming or organic products, it's maintaining that environmental health. Whatever that after that chemical farmings, it's a very big challenge to how to cure that environment. So and how to maintain that health prospects. So that is a one, the best theme is that organic farming, it's cultivation, that is the best cultivation practices. And second one else helps maintaining that biodiversity. So ecosystems means after that environment, the ecosystems and biological relationship between that living organisms, which is help each other and fulfill that maintain that one, the biodiversity. So it's also helps to maintain that biodiversity, ensure that optimum utilizations of external resources, which is very helpful, and that is not based on that chemical fertilizer, which is short term benefits. It's a very long term or directly or indirectly both kind of benefits it has. Then it's also improved that soil physical health, soil structures, and soil textures, improve that soil textures, soil health, living microorganisms. So it is very good for that soil health too. That it improves the soil chemical properties, like as what's the nutrient availability, because it has the so much microorganism which is readily make available the nutrients towards that plants at the rhizome areas. So by these microorganisms, that rhizomes are much absorb that nutrients from that soil. So it's a readily make that readily available to the nutrients. So that's why the chemical properties it will rich by that help of the organic farmings. And if we are going to that organic farming concepts, so it's also less pollute, and because environmental friendly, so that all kind of practices based on the natural farming systems, so it's a totally depend on the nature. Then eliminates the risk of human and animal health hazards, because that are fully organic products and grown in by the natural techniques, so that is fully health helpful. Eliminates the chances of contamination in water bodies, so that is very much important, because all kind of waters which is available with us and in a earth storage, so that is come by the source of rain or maybe rivers. So the main one resource is that rain, and after the rainwater is converted and rain harvesting is there, so we have a lot of ponds, rivers, and wells. So by this kind of resources, when we are applying in the chemical farmings, we are applying lot of chemical fertilizers, these weedicide we are using, insecticide we are using, है ना? So that kind of all chemicals hazardous and make that hazardous or toxic in our water, and by the soils it's impures and earth ground level increases, so we can say ki it's a polluting our storage of the water. So that's why by the using of that help by that farming systems of organic farmings, we can also reduce the water pollutions and we can get the fresh water. Then it minimizes the cost of productions through the use of farm inputs. So that is one of the concepts, low external inputs utilizations in sustainable agricultures. Lisa is that. So in the farms, we are trying to more utilization or recycling of that naturally resources available inside the farms. So it's basically dependency, our dependency will be low on that external inputs, so it will reduces the cost of farmings. Then organically grown products are nutritionally rich, we have already discussed, and due to diversified of crops, there is more secured incomes, because in that organic farmings, the lot of farming systems has been come like that, agroforestry plus agronomy. So in a sequence of agroforestry and agronomy, we are growing that silviculture, because forest trees or some long trees which is providing that green manure too as a leaf, and wood provided the wood and provided the fuel for that villages peoples, and with that cultivation, with that our organic products too. So it's very helpful for that in that income prospects and development of that naturally grown, so multiple products we can take as in one time. That is also concept of the natural farmings. So advantages of organic farming is that. Then lot of the advantages, lot of the needs. So what are the disadvantages? Because everything has a disadvantages, as we know. So disadvantages of organic farming is there in a changing from the chemical farming to that organic farmings. So it's a initial crop reduces generally occurs in a sequence to remove that chemical farming and just adopt that organic farmings. So in a sequence, whatever that outcome is coming from that chemical farming, so it will be reduced for that few years, like it's 2-3 years and maybe up to 4 years. So that is a one disadvantage is there, and there are no fully developed markets for organic products. So its products are in high demand, but there is no particular market has been situated anywhere ki like only that organic product. So some kinds of the big cities has an market available for that organic products, but in a locals or maybe in villaging in village and in rural areas, that kind of markets are not available and purchases are not available. So that's why that is the one disadvantages of that, where the finding the markets, and the biological control may have been weakened or destroyed due to chemicals, which may take further 3 or 4 years to build up. So by the chemically, we can just control that weeds, disease, and insects, but in a applying of that biological control, so it will take some time, and by the effects of the chemically which is earlier applied, so the lot of biological microorganisms or maybe insects which is eco-friendly, they cannot survive with the effect or adverse effect of that chemically. So biological control, it's helpful, but it's take time in a conversion period, chemical farming to that organic farming. Then limited availability of inputs like FYM, compost and vermicompost. So that kind of material already means in older time easily available to that farms, but nowadays that monopoly is there, because one is doing the cultivation, so only cultivations, crop cultivations is there. One is doing that animal husbandry, so only animal husbandry units are there. So which products earlier easily available to the farms, they also need to purchase from the outsider, and the lot of and it's also required in a very bulk. So for that, this kind of products also we need to purchase now, and that is create that one another burden, and it has no fulfilled the market because it's not marketing product. So limited availability of inputs like that, these kind of fertilizers, sorry, manures. So that is the also one issue. For slow release of the nutrients for organic sources, which is not matching the nutritional demand of high yielding varieties. So that all kind of manures which we are providing in organic farmings for that nutrient requirement, so that all kind of manures like as farm yard manures and lot of compost, so that is requirement is a very huge amount, like as in quintals, 7 quintals, 5 to 6 quintals, 4 quintals, and it has very less nutrient availability, 1.5% of nutrient, 1% of nutrient, and then it's provided slowly nutrient requirement, it's fulfill the slowly nutrient requirement to the plants, not like that chemical fertilizers, because you have just provided that especially content for the nutrient and it's fulfill that total requirement of that plant. So that is one major issue. Slowly means slowly release that nutrient. So these kind of advantages and disadvantages we know. So as per the disadvantages, now we will discuss which kind of causes, kind of causes are that low adoption of organic farming. Why people are not adopting the organic farming in a larger numbers? So that is a some few reasons has written here. You may see that because chemicals are easy to use and less costly. Because after that, lot of government schemes or government subsidies, whatever the actual cost come on the fertilizer and pesticides, so the government subsidize and given that lowest rate to the farmers, and now it's very easy to use, just you have to take from the market and just spray on it, or maybe apply it on the soil, so they will take directly nutrients. It has directly process, there is no indirectly process, there is no need to lot of time, there is no need to in bulky amount. So that kind of benefits are there. The benefits of organic pesticides are not seen immediately because it's take time, it's a naturally process. Natural farming or organic farming is not like that ki just you have applied and taken that outcome. It's a uh, it's that indirectly process, naturally process. So first feed, then after that feeding, it's improves the soil health and conditions. So it will take time, and in a long term that effects will be seen. So at just moment you cannot get that outcome as per requirement. Large quantities of organic inputs are required, as we discussed in our disadvantages also, key in our manures and as a nutrient resource, or and a recycling of that farm inputs, crop residues. So it will take the time, okay, and it will required in a much and larger quantities. So difficult to get that organic fertilizers, yes, of course, because organic fertilizers are not so much evolved, and which is the manures, as in manures we have available. So manures takes time, because in a composting you have to develop the 3 to 4 months are required in parallelly if we are doing that in a crop with a crop cultivations. And vermicompost is also takes that 2 months approx, 1 to 2 months. And so difficult to get that organic fertilizers from that markets, because no kind of such especially markets are available for that organic manures. Unorganized market for originally grown products, grown produce. So what's the organically we are growing that that markets are not available in a sequence in a good manner, especially for the purpose of organic products you can buy from here, and preferential behavior of consumers towards the organic food not yet established. So in Indian scenario, that is very important, and rather than in foreign countries, people are so much aware regarding that organic products. But in Indian scenario, it's not adapt, because we are finding, because cost issues is first is there, then health awareness is that one major issue is there. So we are awareing, but we are not changed towards in a demand of that chemical to organic. Just we have to take and eat. This kind of scenario is going on. So first we have to develop that health awareness regarding that, and spread that overall knowledge ki what is that organic produce. Then economic loss due to transition. So what is the transition period chemical to that organic farmings? We are shifting that cultivations. So that is not easy, because is there the produce are also less, whatever the outcomes will be less, and in a scenario toward development that organic culture, so you are applying that biofertilizers, so that is very less effective, so it will take time, and so that transition period we have to face that economic losses, and no experimental evidence in the cost benefit ratio of organic farming, so research are required in a much larger area. That's why the farmers will know about that key, how much it's effective and it's a good practice. And scientific research programs on organic farming are also scarce, so it has very few localness, but the government initiatives in a last decade, the lot of programs, lot of training programs, and lot of financial schemes has been provided towards uh, development to that organic farmings. So government is also uh, increasing that kind of organic movement by that practices. So that research is also required. That is very much important with that. So after that, in the causes of problems, what are the disadvantages we know. So which kind of problems are facing that person which are going towards organic farming, or they wanted to convert the farm in a organic farm. So the problems, the first of that awareness, where we have to take that good knowledge regarding adopt to that organic farming. That is a one major concern. Then what is that outcome of marketing, output of marketing problems? We have already discussed shortage of biomass, key where we get that fertilizers, manures, and where we get that bio 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 insects, biopest to management regarding that insecticide as an uses of insecticide, as a place of use insecticide, and then inadequate support infrastructure, because it's required also recycling units, and uh, how to use that, so how to use that organic things, and how to keep safe the microorganisms, so we require that shaded area or some mechanism on the farms. So inadequate supporting infrastructures, high input cost. So high input cost, because if we are going to that purchase these kind of fertilizers or bioproducts from outside of that farm, so it will be so costly. That is a one major issue. That so marketing problems, absence and appropriate agriculture policies, lack of financial support and loyals, inability to meet export demand, wasted interest, and lack of quality standards for biomanures, and improve accounting methods, political to social factors. So a lot of things are affected or impacted as in problems which come to know to the persons, and that is of regions where the peoples are not going to adopt the organic farmings as in even though know that benefits of the organic farming uh, and the good organic practices. So after the knowing the persons was the importance and was the benefits of that organic farming, they are not adopting, because these are the regions, these are the problems of organic farming. So after that complete